So back here at Misty Hills, on the same day that we planted our coffee, it's just toward the evening here now. So I am going to go ahead and start fertilizing these fields to get that completed so that I don't have to worry about it along with everything else. And since I have some time, again, that's part of what I'm typically doing on the FSN side, is trying to figure out what I can do, what work can be done. And so I should be good here. Let me just pop my map up real quick. Yep. Alright. So we're going to run a headland up here as well. And once again, if you're someone who has never used precision farming, you can see that graph at the bottom where I have to increase nitrogen by 120 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare, I think is what that's telling me. It's the optimal value for coffee on loam, which is what we planted in the soil type that we've sampled. So that's kind of how that is to be interpreted if you're unfamiliar again with precision farming. So now you can see target reached. So if I was to turn this on, you can see while it's visually spreading, nothing's happening, because at this point I've gotten to the optimal level. But this also uses a lot of fertilizer compared to what you would traditionally do, because it's putting everything you need on the field all at once, as opposed to requiring you to do multiple passes. Which is why I think next year I'm going to try, or next planting, I'm going to try planting with fertilization and see if I can do everything in one pass, because that would certainly also be a time saver. Alright, so I don't know that I have anything else to add at this point. It's pretty straightforward what we're doing. So we're going to fertilize 29, 30, 89, and 97. I guess the things I do have to add is what I did to kind of get ready for showing you what I'm doing here. So I've swapped out the seed for fert in the auger. I did have a little bit too much seed that I couldn't quite fit in the silo, so it won't empty into big bags, so I did just dump it on the ground. I had about 2,600 right next to the silos. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get it up. That's likely going to require me begging my neighbor across the street to use his telehandler, but I think it'll be alright. And then I'll scoop that up when we're planting tomorrow and go from there. But other than that, there's nothing else you've really missed. It was just really setting up to do the work, and really didn't feel that anybody would be terribly interested in watching me drive up and drive back and so forth. So I will run the entire rest of this on time-lapse and connect up, because my intent is, I think I'm just going to attach this thing to the base of the other video, to the planting, so I don't want to make anything too terribly long for you guys. So I'll see you later. So we've got everything fertilized, and we have done, I think, everything we can. I've got to take a quick look at our map and get some information. But at this point, other than some cleanup, I think we're good. So let's take a look here. So what I am trying to find out on 97 or 98, where we have our oats, yeah, it is in the last growth stage, and so that can be harvested tomorrow. All right, so we still have to throw herbicide on there, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and that will be it for now. So we'll go do that job. I think we have, from what I can see, gotten rid of the weeds. So go ahead and fold this up. Take this back to the yard by the house. So it got stuck on a tree as it was folding, I think. Looks like we've got several spots that didn't germinate here. So a little bit of problems with the yield, but getting rid of the weeds will help a little bit. And clearly we've already got weeds sprouting here. But I think if we wait till the tail end, we then have the best chance of only having to spray one time. So go ahead and park this here. And that, at this point, truly gets us to everything we can do. So we've got our nitrogen applied. Beginning to wonder if I forgot to do it up there. I don't know, I think I did though, which is why it's, because that's really high. And even the 100 is really high. I mean, it was down here to 20 or 40 when it grew, so I'm pretty sure I did. And it's just for oats, it requires less. And again, we obviously haven't done things down here, but we have applied for cotton and so forth, and they'll be different, so those two fields are different. Lime, similarly, is going to have a bit of a variation. So we have everything applied we can, and then we are just waiting for the 61 degrees to replant the cotton, which we should be able to do tomorrow. So, or the day after, but either way, I think what we're going to do is in the morning we'll plant for certain, and then we can harvest the oats, assuming that it actually turns, which it should. And I think that will be the work for tomorrow. And then planning ahead We're just going to have to watch the growth of the coffee fields and the cotton and the tobacco to determine when to spray herbicide, and then obviously harvest them to avoid losing any crops. All right, so thank you. Please subscribe so you can see when new episodes come up, and we will see you next time.